You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Yes?
Hi, Marilyn.
Oh, hi, Val.
Guess what?
What?
I got a catalog this morning.
That's nice.
I'll hold it up so you can see. Didn't you hear me? I said I got
What's so special about a catalog? You get a lot of them, don't you?
Yes, but this one is from the Bureau.
Oh.
Well, isn't that simply the greatest?
I suppose so.
You suppose? Wait till you see it. It's beautiful.
I know.
You think you do, but you can't. Not until you've seen it for yourself.
I got one, too.
You did? Why didn't you call me?
I was going to. Honest.
Isn't it wonderful? Oh, I can hardly wait. How long does it take, do you think?
I don't know. A few days.
But the transformation prom's next week.
They have to give us time to decide.
I don't need time. I've already made up my mind.
You have?
Number 12. They're so beautiful, with perfect blonde hair and those little noses that turn up at the end.
My mother's a number 12.
I know, and she looks so fabulous. Don't you think she looks fabulous? My mother's a number 14, but I always thought your mother looks so much better. Who wants to be a brunette? Nobody has dark hair nowadays. There's this one girl at school, that senior Jennifer. Well, she picked number 14. What a mistake. Nobody liked it. She tried to dye her hair last week and it came out all red and springy looking. Now she wears extra makeup. She thinks we won't notice. But her hair doesn't go with anything else. And
I have red hair.
Oh, I know.
Do you think there's something wrong with red hair?
No, honest. It's great, really. But when you think about what you'll look like after the transformation, isn't it dreamy? Maybe I'll pick number 15. They have such nice long legs. Of course, number 11 does too, just like a dancer. Not as slim as number 12, but...
I gotta go.
To look at your catalog, I bet. Hold it up to the phone so I can see.
It's not here.
Well, where is it? You didn't lose it, did you? Better check, because if you did...
My mother's got it.
Oh, good. I want to ask her a question. Do you think she's happy being a number 12? If she could give me her opinion before...
Yeah, I'll tell her. Bye, Val.
Portrait of an American girl caught in that transition known as the terrible teens. The place? A world very much like our own, with all the modern conveniences that make life healthy, happy, and safe. The time? Only a few years from now, when the passage into adulthood has been rendered as pleasant and painless as possible. The answer is technology, and the guarantee that beauty is available not only to the lucky few, but to all, equally and without prejudice. Call it the American dream. For what young girl would not want to be beautiful? Given the chance, what girl will not happily exchange a plain face for a pretty one, an overweight body for a slender one, a lonely adolescence for popularity? It's a dream that might happen tomorrow. But as we're about to see, it's already happening in the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone and our story, Number 12 Looks Just Like You, starring Bonnie Somerville and Charles Shaughnessy, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
What are you doing, honey?
I'm looking at the scrapbook.
My old scrapbook? Oh, dear. How embarrassing.
I think it's nice.
You should be looking at your new catalog. Here, I brought it back.
That's all right.
They all look so pretty, don't they? I can't decide. The 17 reminds me of your father. His features, I mean. But I think the 12 might suit you better.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I thought we should look at it together, all right?
If you say so.
Of course, you can't see the details clearly. The holograms are so small. Just the basic faces and figures and how they look wearing different outfits. But you get the idea. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Are you listening to me?
I'm sorry, Mothers. Some of the pictures in this old album...
Sometimes I don't understand you, darling.
What do you mean?
Most girls your age are thrilled to death when it's time to choose a pattern. Have you even looked at the catalog?
Yes.
I remember how excited I was before I made my choice. I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. The patterns were all so lovely, I couldn't make up my mind. My mother had to help me decide. I finally chose number 12. I guess that's everyone's favorite.
Is it?
Aren't you excited?
Mm-hmm.
What is it in that old album that's so fascinating?
The way you were. Before.
Oh, you can't be serious.
This page, for instance.
Not that one.
It is you, isn't it? See? It says Lana Donnelly.
Oh, I can't believe how plain I was. No wonder I didn't have any friends as a child. The sandy hair, all those freckles.
Like mine?
Well, that's what you inherited. But when I see that thick waist in the picture, those ugly, shapeless legs, I absolutely want to cringe. I wish your father hadn't given you this book. Hard to believe, I know, but I'm afraid the awful truth is it's me, before my transformation.
I knew it.
I was such a sight.
I wouldn't say that. I think you were beautiful. I really do.
Well, I certainly don't. I was unbearably homely. It was always hard on me at school until, well, thank goodness for the transformation. It's the most marvelous thing that could happen to a person, and it didn't come a moment too soon.
Am I very homely now?
Of course you aren't. Not to me. But afterwards, oh, think of it. You'll be beautiful.
Mother.
Yes, dear.
May I ask you a question?
Anything at all.
Suppose I didn't want it.
What?
I wouldn't have to, would I?
Darling, what are you talking about?
At least I could wait a little while, couldn't I? Would that be all right?
Oh, I don't think so. It has to be done at just the right time, a certain stage in your growth. Later, it's much harder. That's why the Bureau notified you. The time is now.
But what if I'm not ready?
You're just nervous, darling. There's nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. Say, I know what you need.
You do?
A glass of instant smile. I'll ring for Grace.
I don't need anything.
I think you do, if you could see yourself. But all of that will change. Just think. Turn it over in your mind and savor it. Very soon now, very, very soon, you can look like this. Or this.
Who's that one?
She's exactly your age. Isn't she beautiful? Her name is, let me see, Melanie Moore. There's no reason why this couldn't be you. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
You rang, Mrs. Q-Barrel?
Lana.
Pardon me, Lana.
A cup of instant smile for my daughter, Grace.
Yes, ma'am.
On second thought, make it 2. I could use a little pick-me-up myself.
Right away.
Teaching the help to use first names can be a problem these days. But we're all equal, aren't we?
Yes, Mother.
Remember that. After all, Grace is a number 12, too. Even if she is our maid.
Oh, Mother.
Why so glum, darling?
I'm tired. I think I'll go to my room and lie down.
That's a good idea. You're not yourself today.
Oh? Who am I?
You act as though there's something wrong with the transformation. I don't understand what possible objection anyone could have to being beautiful. After all, isn't everybody? Someone's at the front door, Grace.
Yes, Lana. Be right there.
Never mind, I'll get it.
Hello, Lana.
Oh, Rick. Thanks for coming by.
How's Marilyn?
The same.
I almost couldn't believe what you said on the vidphone.
I couldn't believe it myself. But it's true. She doesn't want the transformation. Can you imagine?
Let me talk to her.
I wish you would.
Where is she now?
In her room. I'll let her know you're here.
Yes.
Marilyn, are you awake?
Why?
Uncle Rick is here.
He is? Be right there.
That girl. You were her father's brother, Rick. What did he tell her?
How do you mean?
What could he possibly have said to give her these crazy ideas?
It's an interesting question. Don't jump to conclusions. He was a good man.
I know that.
A little strange, perhaps, but a good man. I'll have a word with her. Might not have been his fault, you know.
Then whose?
Hard to say. They pick up so many peculiar notions from the Trivid and at school.
Here she is now. Don't let on that I called you.
I won't.
Honey, look who stopped by to see you.
Hi, sweetheart.
Uncle Rick!
Oh, forget that uncle stuff, will you? You want me to start feeling old?
Oh, you're not old. Can you stay?
For a few minutes, I guess. I was just passing by and
You two will excuse me.
What's the matter, Mom?
Nothing. I'm late for my culture class.
Still taking that night course, huh?
Well, I can't miss a chance to improve myself, can I? Make yourself comfortable, Rick. If you need anything, Grace is in the other room.
Sure. Nice to see you, Lana.
Nice to see you. Come back soon, will you? We'll all have dinner together.
Sounds great. Bye now. Now then, what's all this about?
What's what about?
Well, I gather your mother is worried.
Oh.
Don't say it like that. She cares very much about you.
Because I don't want to be transformed?
Something like that.
Because I want to stay ugly.
Stop it. You're many things, honey. Most of them delightful, but you're definitely not ugly. You're just...
Just what? Not beautiful?
Some people might say so.
What would you say?
You're different looking.
Different good or different bad?
Doesn't matter. The point is, people choose transformation when the opportunity comes along.
I guess I'm not like other people.
Your father chose it.
I know. He was a number 17 just like you.
Well, yes. 17 is the favorite for men these days. Has been for the past 20 years. My brother was a perfectionist. Wouldn't settle for anything less.
Uncle Rick.
Yes?
Haven't you ever wanted to look like you?
I do look like me.
But you also look like a lot of other people.
And all considered rather handsome, or so I'm told. Is that bad?
Is it good to be like everybody? Isn't that the same as being nobody?
I think it's time you tell me.
Tell you what?
Where you've been getting these radical ideas.
My father used to say...
Your father was a handsome man, wasn't he?
Yes, but he read books. He thought about things. Sometimes we talk, just the two of us.
Everybody talks.
I mean about real things, not just electronic baseball or the super soccer team or where to buy a dress or fix your hair.
Is there something wrong with sports, Marilyn, or buying new dresses? Think of all the businesses that would close down if nobody thought about them.
But if you make that all there is in life...
Sorry, sweetie, I have to be going. For now, I'd say you're out of sorts. It's not unusual at your age. You better have a glass of Instant Smile. Ask Grace to bring one in.
I've had a glass of Instant Smile. I've had glass after glass after glass. And you know something? It doesn't do any good.
Take it easy.
I don't feel like smiling. I feel like frowning. In fact, I want to cry. I'm unhappy, and I don't know why. Do you understand? I'm just not happy.
I'll tell you what you are. I don't know how it happened, but I'd say you're a very sick young lady.
Why? Because I don't want to be like everyone else?
I'll tell your mother to make an appointment with the doctor tomorrow. Till then, take care of yourself, sweetie, and try not to worry. We'll all be better very soon. You'll see.
What's wrong with me? Somebody please tell me. What's wrong with me?
So glad you could come.
Thanks, Mrs. Cubero.
Lana, please.
Oh, sure. Lana.
We haven't seen much of you lately.
I know.
Marilyn, look who dropped by.
Who?
Hi, Marilyn.
Val?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, I didn't recognize you.
Doesn't she look fabulous?
I feel fabulous. Number 12 has always been my favorite, ever since I was a little girl.
Well, it was worth the wait, wasn't it?
You bet.
Are you two going out tonight?
I don't think so, but if Marilyn wants to.
I can't. I have to do my online homework.
Just a visit, then. I'll leave you alone. I know you have a lot to talk about. Remember, Val, you're always welcome here.
Thanks, Lana.
If you need anything...
We're fine, Mother.
Don't be such a stranger, Val.
I promise. See you soon.
She told you, didn't she?
Well, yes.
And that's why you're here.
Really, Marilyn, don't you think you're being silly about the whole thing?
I think it's my own business.
Well, of course it is. But I don't understand. Nobody does.
I just don't see why I have to make up my mind right now. There's no law, is there?
But everyone has it done.
Fine. They're not me.
It doesn't hurt or anything if that's what you're worried about. When they did mine, I didn't feel a thing.
I'm sure it didn't.
Well, what then? You like the way I look, don't you?
Sure. You look just like my mother now. Oh, excuse me. Like Lana.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, Val. But I like you.
Of course you do.
We're friends. We'd be friends even if you didn't have the transformation. Don't you know that?
That's not the important thing.
What is important, Val?
It's like getting a new dress or a new hairstyle. You just look better. You want to look as nice as you can, don't you?
If I do it, I'll look like one of those holograms in the catalog.
That's right, you will. And they're all beautiful, aren't they? What's wrong with that?
I don't know. But somehow I have this feeling that it's wrong.
Why?
How will you know me afterwards? How will anyone know me?
That doesn't make sense. You know what I think, Marilyn? I think you're just plain weird. If everybody says it's all right, if the whole world thinks it is, then how can you say something different? I don't get it.
You're the one who doesn't get it. I don't want to look like someone else. Val, I want to look like me. I won't let them change me into something else. I won't let them. Help me, please, Val. I don't have anyone else who'll listen. Please help me.
Marilyn?
Mother?
No, I'm Miss Simmons.
Oh, you must be a number 12, too.
Why, thank you, dear. As a matter of fact, I am. Doctor will see you now.
Where's my mother?
She's already in the office. Would you like to come with me?
All right.
Dr. Hortel?
Yes, nurse.
Miss Cuberl is here.
Thank you, Eva.
Hello, Marilyn, darling. The doctor and I were just having a talk.
Please, call me Rex.
All right, Rex.
Would you care for a beverage, Marilyn?
No, thank you.
That'll be all for now.
Very well. Call me if you need anything.
Yes, I will.
Have a seat by me. The couch is very comfortable.
What's this for?
Oh, just a simple interview. Your mother, Lana, wanted us to get acquainted.
Why?
Rex will answer any questions you have.
I'll do my level best.
And I appreciate it. We both do. I'm sorry to have bothered you. It's such a small thing, really.
No, not at all. That's my job.
Marilyn, please, sit.
Now then, you're 18?
Yes.
Well, it must be about time to... Ah, yes, I see that you've already received your notice. Went out last week.
That's why we're here.
No, you mustn't worry.
I try not to.
Marilyn's like so many young people nowadays.
She is?
Mm-hmm. And it's our fault.
How so?
Well, because we haven't made things clear to her. It's a matter of communication. But when you deal with a bureaucracy, well, there's bound to be an information lag.
I read everything from the Bureau.
But it didn't give you any definite explanation of why you've had to wait this long. I'm sure it's been difficult. Marilyn looks at you, Lana, at the women all around her in pictures on the Trivid, and then she looks into a mirror. It has a negative effect on her self-image, not to mention her spirit.
There's nothing wrong with my spirit.
Marilyn, please.
Well, from pure perfection of body, face, limbs, pigmentation, carriage, stance, she sees herself and is horrified. Isn't that so?
Well,
Well, of course it is. The child asks herself, why must I be so hideous, off balance, oversized, awkward, when everyone around me is so perfect? In short, she's tired of being a monster. She's come close to giving up.
Dr. Rex, that's all well and good, but you don't understand.
He doesn't.
I beg your pardon?
She isn't just depressed or anxious, she's...
Well, go on, say it. You're my patient now. Everything is in strictest confidence.
Well, she's... I don't know quite how to put this.
I made up my mind.
You have?
I don't want to have the transformation.
You what?
I don't understand it either. She never said anything before, and now, suddenly...
Is this true?
Yes.
Oh, perhaps you'd like to talk about it.
Not particularly.
She won't give any reasons. She just...
Suppose you tell me, Marilyn. In your own words.
There's nothing to tell. I just don't want to change.
You do understand that transformation is a normal part of growing up. It has been for years now. In a way, it's a milestone. A sign of maturity. It means you're ready to take your place in the adult world.
How? By being like everybody else?
Well, I wouldn't say that. No, there are a great many styles in the catalogue. You're absolutely free to choose any one you like. There's no pressure on you at all. No coercion.
Isn't there?
No, that would be against regulations.
But I have to choose one, even if I don't want to. That's the way it's set up. If I don't, well, I don't even know what would happen to me.
You make it sound like you're being forced. No, that would be contrary to free will. And if there's one thing this country guarantees...
But what would happen if I don't? If I stay the way I want to be? Why do people care so much? I thought this was supposed to be a democracy where we respect everybody.
Marilyn.
Even if they want to be different. Even if they want to live their lives the way
You
they...
mustn't talk like that.
Why not?
You've been given every advantage, every privilege. We're talking about a chance to develop your full potential.
Would you mind if I conduct a test?
What kind of test?
A personality profile. For my records.
I don't see why not. Do you, Marilyn?
Come over here, please.
What's that machine?
Oh, it simply scans your mental activity, then prints it out on a strip of paper. The whole process takes a few seconds. It's quite painless, I assure you. All you need to do is sit in this chair.
It's all right, darling. I promise.
What are you putting on my head?
A cranial recorder. I'm sure you've had this done before.
You did. When you first started school, remember?
All right, close your eyes, please, and sit quietly. Now, you must understand, the transformation is desirable not only from an aesthetic point of view. It plays an important role in one's psychological adjustment. According to scientific research, it's absolutely vital. There, that's all there is to it.
What does it say?
Lana, was there anything specific that triggered your daughter's feelings? An emotional incident of some sort?
Nothing that I'm aware of. She's never shown much interest in her appearance, but I honestly can't imagine anything
Your
that
husband died in the Ganymede incident, I see.
5 years ago.
Did you ever discuss this matter with him?
Yes. I recall that he had some misgivings at first, but he finally chose number 17. Your number.
Huh, I see.
You remind me so much of him. Your eyes and the way you walk.
Well, that's hardly surprising. It's an outstanding design.
He's not Daddy, Mother, or Uncle Rick.
Now, you can go back to the couch now, Marilyn. We're all finished. Just lift the helmet off. You were very fond of your father, I take it.
Yes.
And you respected his opinions, didn't you?
He was very, very intelligent.
Oh, I'm sure he was. Did he ever tell you that the transformation was bad?
Not exactly.
I'm sure he didn't.
What did he tell you?
He said he thought it was tragic.
Jack had some ideas that were rather nonconformist, Doctor. But it was just talk. He had the highest physical and psychological rating with the rocket service.
Well, this is a very unusual case. I'll require some additional time to look into the matter. Suppose I get in touch with you, say, in a few days.
That will be fine. I appreciate your seeing us.
Did you find out?
What's that?
The machine. Did you find out what's inside my head?
Oh, your general intelligence rating is quite high. Social adaptation, good. Powers of reasoning appear normal. Oh, above normal, in fact.
Then why won't you let me make up my own mind?
Honey, please.
Why can't I? Why should I be forced to do something I don't want to do? You can't make me, can you?
Oh, no one has ever been forced to take the transformation. Now, the problem is to discover why you don't want it. Then, once we understand that, well, we'll make whatever corrections are necessary. You're something of a challenge, young lady. Don't you worry. I'm sure we'll be able to handle it. Whatever it takes.
Dr. Forrest, dial 118, please.
Where are we going?
This way, please. It's just at the end of the hall.
What part of the hospital is this?
They have the private offices down here.
I thought Dr. Hortel was going to meet me.
You mean Dr. Rex? He'll be along later. Miss Marilyn Cubero.
Come in, Marilyn. Sit down.
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
Walk toward the desk.
Wait.
See the chair?
Yes, but I can't see you.
Sorry, the lamp must be right in your eyes. Let me adjust it.
Who are you?
I am Professor Friend, Sigmund Friend. You must call me Sig. Dr. Rex has told me about you. I'm here to help. Sit, please.
Help me?
Help rid you of your fears of this necessary and important...
No, that isn't true. It's not necessary.
This very necessary, very important step in your life.
But why? Why does everyone want to force me to do something I don't want to do?
Why else but for your own good?
That doesn't make sense.
Why else would the state go to so much trouble and expense? Many, many years ago, wiser men than I decided to eliminate injustice and inequality from this world. They saw in physical unattractiveness one of the factors that make men hate. And so they charged the finest scientific minds with the task of eliminating, or at least minimizing, ugliness everywhere.
But I'm not ugly. I'm not pretty, but I'm not ugly either.
To others, you may be.
Not to those who love me.
There's more to it than that. As we learn to reshape the features, remold the body, we also learn to eliminate most causes of illness, and thereby prolong life. Before the transformation, you might have expected to live 70, 80, perhaps 90 years. Now you may live twice that long, even 3 times. These are good things, don't you agree? Genuine advances for humankind.
Yes?
Your mother. She's lovely, is she not? At one time, her face and body would already have begun to show the marks of age, of decay. You would not deny her youth and beauty, would you?
But you could do that part without changing me, couldn't you? I wouldn't mind just that.
Someday you might. And then it would be too late for the transformation.
No, I'll never change my mind. I've thought about it, and I'm positive.
Why?
Did you ever read Shakespeare? Or Shelley? Or Keats?
Those books were banned many years ago. Where did you find them?
My father gave them to me. And dozens more. Aristotle, Socrates, Dostoevsky. Did you know Dostoevsky was an epileptic? Ugly, deformed, but he wrote about beauty. Real beauty.
Marilyn, I warn you. This sort of subversive talk...
Those men wrote about life, about the dignity of the human spirit, about love.
I've heard enough. Interjecting smut into this interview is not going to help your case, not at all.
Then may I go now?
I've arranged a room for you. You'll be quite comfortable.
But I don't want to stay here. I want to go home.
It's only temporary. Your mother will be informed, and you'll be allowed visitors.
Mother, did you hear what he said? They want
I'm not your mother, dear, but I am a number 12. This way.
No, you can't make me stay here.
I'm afraid you must let me decide what is best for you.
This way.
No, please.
We're not going to hurt you. We're going to help you.
Let me go! Let me go!
We're almost there. Just ahead. Third room on the left.
And you're sure she's all right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm so glad. Did you know, Doctor, we've been best friends since preschool?
Well, she's lucky to have a friend like you. And a mother who cares so much. Like you, Lana.
I hope she's awake.
Marilyn,
Dr. Rex?
you have company.
Oh, Mother.
She was quite upset last night. I gave her something to help her sleep.
Hello, darling.
You haven't done anything to her yet.
Oh, a mild sedative, nothing more. If you'll excuse me, I have to look in on another patient.
Of course, Doctor. Thank you.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hello, Val.
Are you okay?
I think so.
We'd have been here sooner, only the doctor said you were sleeping. How do you feel?
I don't know.
What happened?
Nothing. They just wouldn't let me go. Oh, Mother, they're gonna do it anyway. They're gonna make me do it.
That's not true, Marilyn. Dr. Rex promised, remember?
He was lying.
Lying? Why should he?
I don't know, but I know he has to say that to keep people from finding out.
Finding out what?
That they do the transformation whether you want it or not.
Don't try to sit up.
Didn't you hear what I said?
I can't see why you're so unhappy, when all they want to do is make you pretty.
But they don't.
What?
Last night before I went to sleep, I remembered something. I remembered what Father told me. He said, when everyone is beautiful, then no one will be. Because without ugliness, there is no beauty. Oh, Mother, don't you see? They don't care whether you're beautiful. They want everyone to be the same. That's all.
They? Who are you talking about?
I'm afraid it's time to go now.
Already?
If it's all right, I'd like to stay and talk to Marilyn some more.
Well, just for a few minutes.
Don't worry, dear. Everything's going to be fine. You'll see.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was thinking about what you said, what your father said. I don't see why he's so important to you.
Val?
I mean, he's dead, isn't he? Besides, you must have had other fathers. My mother's been married 11 times. Personally, I always like the stepfathers better anyway.
Please, Val.
You've had 9 fathers since the first one. Well, haven't you? Everybody marries everybody these days.
Val, stop.
After all, how can anybody live with the same husband for 100 years? Besides, from what I hear, your first father wasn't much fun.
Stop talking about my father. You didn't know him. I loved him. He was good, kind, and he cared about me. Not the way I looked, but what I thought, what I felt. And he cared about himself, his dignity as a human being. My father wasn't killed in the Ganymede incident, Val. He killed himself.
Why?
Because when they took away his identity, who he was, there was no reason left to live.
I don't understand.
And I don't understand you, Val. Look at me. Do you ever feel anything?
Sure. I feel good. I always feel good. Like that poem we learned in school. Life is pretty, life is fun. I am all and all is one.
You don't get it.
Get what? What are you talking about?
You really don't. You can't. You can't understand anything.
I gotta go, Marilyn. Goodbye.
I have to get out of here.
Dr. Kravitz, a visitor in the main lobby.
You're number 14, aren't you?
Yes. Do you like 14s?
I do now. Have you had lunch yet? I was just on my way to the 22nd floor.
That's amazing. So was I.
Working a long shift today?
Till 7. Then I'm free.
That's great. Say, have you seen the Holo Lounge yet? If you like, I was thinking we could...
Which is the way out? I can't remember. Must be those 2 doors at the end. Mother?
What's that?
Is that my mother on the gurney?
Is your mother pregnant?
No.
Then your mother must be at number 12. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
What are you doing in your hospital gown?
I was just looking for the nurse.
You better stay in your room. Push the button by the bed. The nurse will be along.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. The double doors. This has to be the way. Hello? What is this place? Somebody?
Hello, my dear.
We've been expecting you.
Dr. Rex? Where am I? What?
This is an operating room.
No!
No need to run. Sooner or later, everyone decides to be beautiful.
What number have you chosen?
No, please, please!
Ah, Mrs. Cubero. Val, just in time.
Is it all over, Doctor?
All over.
Is she okay?
She's fine. You'll see for yourself.
I've been so worried the last few days. She seemed in such a state.
It's as I told you. Occasionally, a young person has difficulty adjusting to the idea. It always works out fine in the end. It never fails. A complete self-contained procedure.
Mother! Val!
You see? What did I tell you?
Look at me, Mother. Look at me.
Marilyn?
Well, what do you think?
You're beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Wow, I love your long legs.
And the nicest part of all, Val, now I look just like you and Mother.
Turn around so I can see you.
Do you like my makeup? They even gave me some high heels. Of course, I'll need a new dress to go with my new look.
Yes, yes you will. Come along, Marilyn. We'll do some shopping on the way home. Then we'll have a party, and all your friends can come over. You're going to have so many new friends from now on.
I know. Isn't it exciting?
Portrait of a young lady in love for the first time with herself. Improbable? Perhaps. But in an age of plastic surgery, bodybuilding, an infinity of cosmetics, and an obsession with appearance, let us hesitate to say impossible. These and other blessings, some of them decidedly mixed, may await us in the not-too-distant future, or at least a future to be found in the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
Number 12 Looks Just Like You, starring Bonnie Somerville and Charles Shaughnessy, with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and written for The Twilight Zone by John Tomerlin from a story by Charles Beaumont. Heard in the cast were Mike Starr, Linda Reiter, Rebecca Spence, David Darlow, Nick Sandys, Nina LaSalle's, Tom McElroy, Rick Arthur, Chobi Cerny, Frenette Lebo, and Terry Lopez. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari for Falcon Picture Group. Sound design and custom Foley effects for The Twilight Zone by Cerny American creatives Bob Benson, Craig Lee, Michael Slaybach, and Matt Sorrow. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to contact us, visit our official website at twilightzoneradio.com. Doug James speaking.